What was my husband telling himself when he told me all these lies? You have explained moral justifications in your video series. Most of the understanding I have is of a general nature. I know each situation is different, but it would be very helpful to understand some of the rationalizations in a more specific or anecdotal way. In my situation, my husband states he still loved and desired me all throughout his affair, which he described as superficial. This is extremely hard for me to understand or internalize. Can you give examples of thinking that occurs in situations such as when an unfaithful partner arrives home to the spouse after having been with the affair partner? My thoughts immediately go to mocking, disgust, or not caring about the spouse at all. My husband states that he did not feel that way at all and truly looked forward to coming home to me and our family every day. What must he have been thinking and feeling as he walked in the door? What was he thinking or feeling when he concocted and told his lies? What did he tell himself? I have asked him these questions and he has tried to answer to the best of his ability, but it's confusing and in his case hard to remember as it was many years ago. Any specific types of examples from your personal or professional experience would be helpful to illustrate the frame of mind needed to carry out these actions, particularly if the unfaithful did in fact continue to love their spouse. That's a great question that you're asking. And there's a lot of things here that I don't know the answer to, but your questions are good of him. And maybe what I would suggest is get a list of the 8 different types of moral disengagements and go through them. If you just Google moral disengagement summary, I think, there's a link to an article on ResearchGate that has this really nice chart. It lists the disengagement, it kind of defines it, and then it gives some generic examples. I'm going to try to update that in the future for affair and addiction related examples. But you can go through it and maybe there wasn't a moral disengagement there for him at all, but maybe there was. And if you had them in front of you, just asking the questions as you're just being curious and try to put your arms around this thing. There's one that might stand out, and I don't know if this is true because I don't know you guys and I don't have enough information, but this distortion of consequences. Possibly. It could be any one of them, but that's the one that jumps out at me because a lot of people that have affairs minimize the consequences of their actions or that it won't hurt the other person as bad. That's just my guess. But there's certainly others that would work. Certainly not all of them are. And again, it may not be a moral disengagement that was at the root of his affair. But I think the main thing is for you guys to continue to talk about it until you don't need to talk about it anymore. And even if you guys do this list and you go through it, I highly doubt that it's going to be enough to answer all of your questions. I know you guys have done some really good work and I just encourage you to keep it up. I'm not sure when Discovery was, but I know you're very involved in the community. So thanks so much for writing in and thanks for being a part of it, and let us know what we can do to continue to help you guys. Thanks so much.